I mean, I think it's just being able to make the right read once again, and then sometimes they doubled, sometimes they didn't. So just being able to be patient in the post and understand if they're coming and where that double's coming from. And if I can still take it, then we try to get to the free throw line.
We sometimes get down and we don't always stop the bleeding right away. But I think the positive is, like I've said before, like at the beginning of the season, that was really bad news for us. And
5 reasons the Fever's comeback win was insane. 4 players who stepped up big time. 3 coaching decisions that almost cost them the game. 2 rookies who saved the day. And 1 Angel Reese update you need to hear. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Boston gets it back to Clark, sidesteps Howard, she will launch and knock down a 3.
Makes it look so.
Third all-time in points scored. Boston lost the handle on her way up, finds its way to Lexi Hull, who knocks down another 3.
She's 4 for 4. 3 for 4 here in the second.
Clark leaning into Canada, just got it up off the glass and got it to go.
3-point range on at least 20 3-point attempts in a 5-game span. You know who else is on that list?
2 unanticipated saviors materialized from the mayhem at the very moment that the Fever appeared to be hopeless. How did Boston and Clark go from being inexperienced rookies to suddenly become superstars who changed the game? The response may take you by surprise. Aaliyah Boston was the one who started it all. With the flick of a switch, she transformed into an unstoppable force. 30 points and 13 boards, folks. You've got to carry the whole team on your back. Kind of good going there. Despite the dream defense appearing to be at a standstill, Boston was all over the court, collecting boards and sinking jumpers. However, this comeback tale wasn't limited to Boston. After being teased all season, Caitlin Clark finally resolved to prove everyone wrong. With 12 assists, she put up 26 points. You have to take note of that kind of stat line. The moment that altered the course of events can now be discussed. Envision this. The Fever aren't up to snuff. The audience is growing impatient and the game seems like it might go either way. When the pressure is on, Clark takes flight and makes a game-winning 3-pointer. An explosion detonates within the arena. You can feel the momentum changing when the lead is suddenly reduced to 3 points.
1-on-1 for Boston. Spins away from the help. That's a big-time post move right there.
And trying to free up Mitchell. She can't get open. Boston takes it herself, fires it up, and it stays down. She's going to try her luck on the offensive end. Fagbenle ducks in and finishes.
How about that back-to-back?
Fagbenle, handoff Clark, launches, and hits a 3! We are level!
It seemed as if the 3-pointer roused the whole squad. Suddenly, the Fever stopped appearing disoriented and started playing like they were shot from a cannon. What hit the dream was unexpected. It seems like they're coasting to victory 1 second, and then they're fighting for every advantage the next. Did you hear of something very crazy? Winning a single game wasn't the only goal. Not only were Boston and Clark attempting to save face, but they were also altering the entire storyline around the Fever. People have been doubting this team's abilities and criticizing them because of their recent struggles. 2 inexperienced players silenced the critics in a single game. Put it in your mind. Like a seasoned vet, Boston is destroying the paint. It's as if Clark has been a seasoned pro for years as she plans the offense. By working together, they prevented a blowout and instead showcased the potential of this Fever team.
I mean, I don't think we started off too great either, but I felt once we kind of, I don't know, picked up our pace a little bit. I think we had a lot of turnovers in the first half.
I think right now we're kind of in the space where we just have to make sure that we're keeping our foot on the gas. I think we know that we're very capable of beating any single team just because of the way we play, the pace that we play at, and just the weapons that we have.
To find a way. Started off the fourth really good, and then I think they even responded and made it 7 again. So just proud of our group. I thought Temmie gave us really good minutes. I thought she's all over the place defensively.
Who will be cheering for the team? It was everything to them. Fans were on the edge of their seats for every basket, rebound, and assist. There was a rapid shift in the atmosphere from, perhaps we should depart early, to I am astounded by what I am witnessing in the stadium. But hear me out. Boston and Clark weren't the only ones who came through to save the day. They changed everything. No, this wasn't only a return. A statement it was. A proclamation that the Fever would no longer be taken lightly. They have studs on their team who can really step up when the game gets tough.
You want to get 2 or 3 close closeouts each possession, and if you do that, you're probably going to have a team in rotation, and you're probably going to have some mismatches.
Clark, step back three. She connects. Mitchell comes up with the steal. Howard is back. It's one-on-one. Mitchell's going to pull a three. How's that for confidence? And gets us started here in overtime.
Gets to get the ball across midcourt. That's it.
Inside they feed Boston. It's Kubai on her. Boston backing and turning and gets deep position.
Did you really believe that Boston and Clark accomplished everything on their own? Just wait till you find out about the deal-breaking secret weaponry. As all eyes were on the dynamic duo, Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hall were busy behind the scenes making magic. Mitchell scored an astonishing 21 points out of nowhere. It's not simply good, it changes the game. With each touch of the ball, she kept the dream on their toes, and her shots were back in vogue. Hall too. No way was she going to miss out on the celebration. With her 12 points, she proved that the depth of this Fever team was more than anyone had anticipated. Now things start to get crazy. It went beyond the points alone. The extra spark that Mitchell and Hall brought to the court was something else entirely. Powerful, boundless vitality. As if on cue, the Fever would go from appearing to be sleepwalking to playing like their shoes were on fire. It felt as though I was seeing an entirely other squad. What is absolutely insane? Fans were really blown away by this metamorphosis.
Mitchell pulling up off balance, knocks it down. That's a deep two. Mitchell still scoreless since the first quarter. Mitchell on the drive, scoop shot, and gets the roll.
3 for 4 here in the second.
Clark leaning into Canada, just got it up off the glass and got it to go.
To put it simply, it felt like this team is underachieving. That was the sentiment of one supporter. What would it be like? Suddenly becoming unbeatable after a string of underwhelming performances. You have to take notice of that kind of reversal. Still, consistency is a major issue, so let's address it. The Fever may have staged a remarkable recovery, but what does that portend for their future? Coach Christy Sides is being singled out by some of the fans. They don't know if this game was an indication of things to come, or if her decisions are dragging the squad down. Put it in your mind, why shouldn't Mitchell and Hall perform this way every game if they can do it when it matters? The Fever seem to have been playing down their abilities for the whole season, and we are just now beginning to see their full potential. Collaboration too must not be overlooked. Although Boston and Clark received most of the attention, the contributions of Mitchell and Hall demonstrated that the squad is stronger than the sum of its parts. They proved that the Fever can compete at a high level when all of their members are contributing. Can they maintain this level of performance? That is the million-dollar issue. Is this the beginning of anything bigger for the Fever, or is it merely temporary? At this point, everyone is curious about that. If they can capture the enchantment they felt in this game, the remainder of the league had best be on high alert. Excuse me, the story is far from over. Everyone is talking about how great the Fever could be, but Caitlin Clark has turned the tables on a heated rivalry in the WNBA. Fans and athletes are both taken aback by her comments regarding Angel Reese. Is this the beginning of an entirely other game off the court? One would assume that Caitlin Clark would be more than happy to celebrate following her incredible return. However, Angel Reese, her greatest adversary, occupies her thoughts instead. What was Clark's response? You're going to feel it deeply. Now consider this. Clark is likely still in a state of shock after her incredible victory. What now? The topic of Reese's season-ending injury is briefly broached by her. Yes, the very same Angel Reese who has been an intense rival to her throughout the season. What's even more surprising is that Clark showed there without any shade or trash talk. Rather, she reveals this shocking fact. Her motor is up there, if not the best in the league. Do you have a moment? Clark is lauding Reese's dedication to his job. Respect isn't enough. That's top-notch sportsmanship. Put it in your mind. The entire season has been a battle between these two. They've been the league's talk thanks to their constant motivation to improve. Clark has shown nothing but affection for Reese, even though he has been sidelined. In front of our eyes, we see a rivalry transform into a society based on mutual admiration. However, we should discuss the implications for the league and the players. Clark's remarks aren't merely pleasant, they possess profound impact. Respect and support can exist even when competition is fierce, as she is demonstrating. It's as if she's establishing a brand new norm for the proper treatment of competitors. You already know that fans can't help but wonder, further. The potential impact of Reese's injury on the Rookie of the Year contest is the subject of much speculation. Opinions vary on whether Reese has gone far enough to secure it or whether it just clears the way for Clark. The problem is, Clark is completely ignoring that argument. All eyes are on Reese and her performance. In your opinion, what's truly outrageous? There may not be any game that compares to this moment. The true essence of the WNBA is being demonstrated by Clark and Reese. They certainly put up a fight when playing, but when they're not, along with them, there is a greater whole.